Welcome to part one of our Southern Blues Signature Journeys Escorted Holidays from Memphis to New Orleans, USA. Get ready to be swept off your feet from where it all began as we join a small group of travel companions on a 20-day musical journey of a lifetime. In this episode, we'll visit historic blues museums, tour the town of Memphis, and take a road trip to Clarksdale, the birthplace of the Delta Blues. It's then on to the American Queen steamboat for a 7-day voyage down the mighty Mississippi River to New Orleans for more fun, food, and that wonderful Southern hospitality. But first, let's introduce you to the travel specialists that will be taking you on a once-in-a-lifetime Southern Blues experience like no other.
Today we have 18 locations trading as Hello World, RACT Travel, Cruise Travel Centre, and great events in our Signature Journeys division. We were so lucky in 2014 and 2015 and incredibly proud to take out the coveted award as Australia's #1 travel agency at the Australian Federation of Travel Agents Awards. It goes without saying you can't win these awards without incredible people, and we have incredible people. We have over 140 staff who love to travel, who are very, very passionate about their travel experiences.
An integral ingredient of Signature Journeys are the special guest hosts who bring their own unique passion and insider experiences. So we caught up with Brian Lizotte during the pre-tour get-together a week prior to departing.
To become part of this tour with Hello World to Memphis and New Orleans is a dream come true. I've been a caterer, restaurateur for over 30 years of my life. I've been feeding musicians and I used to tour with them. We fed everybody from the Rolling Stones to U2, Madonna and Michael Jackson. Later on got tired of the road and started my own music restaurants, and this Lizotte's in Newcastle was our second restaurant. And when I was approached by Hello World here in Newcastle to do these tours, it was, like I said, a dream come true.
Our 20-day Signature Journeys experience begins in Memphis, Tennessee, and then on to Clarksdale for a day tour to visit the birthplace of the Delta Blues. It's all aboard the American Queen steamboat as we venture down the Mississippi, stopping at a new destination each day. The journey finishes in New Orleans for a few days of food, shopping, and more wonderful music. What's a holiday without quality accommodation? Well, along this journey, you'll be treated to a good night's rest at each location, with breakfast included daily. All hotels are right in the heart of the action and in walking distance to the main attractions. Transport is by luxury coach with onboard commentary included. Oh, and there's a few interesting faces you'll meet along the way. What better way to kick off a tour of musical indulgence in the blues and rock and roll capital of the world than with a visit to the home of the king of rock and roll himself, the legendary Elvis Presley. Welcome to Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. These days, the Graceland Tour is a fully interactive experience with iPad and headphones that feature commentary, sound bites from the Presleys, as well as video and images that pop up on screen whilst you walk through the mansion. Elvis was a man of many firsts and definitely the king of cool. He was one of the first celebrities to buy an aeroplane and set the standard for every celebrity for generations to come. We now take a short coach ride to Tupelo, the birthplace of Elvis Presley, to learn about Elvis's early days growing up in a small town. We take a tour of his first home, followed by a film presentation within the church where the roots of his singing career began. Obviously the whole world loves Elvis Presley, but actually being here at his birthplace and in Graceland gives you a newfound respect for him.
He was an amazing Memphian and he was generous beyond a fault and has just always given back not only to the community but to the world. And there are people all over the world still come to Graceland every day to visit Elvis's home as an adult. In March of '57, Vernon found Graceland, paid $102,000 for it, and that was his home until he died in 1977. You sort of experience the charisma of who Elvis was. It's not about nostalgia by any stretch of the imagination, but it's like going through a piece of history.
It's on to Beale Street, Memphis for a night out on the town. If you wanted to play the blues in the old days, This is where you would come to get your lucky break into the big time. Nowadays, crowds flood the streets on the weekend to take in some southern fried food, quality entertainment, and a fun, friendly atmosphere. It's 7 o'clock on a Saturday night and you can literally feel the energy coming up off the street. And what's a night on Beale Street without a little bit of live blues to feed the soul? Our Signature Journeys group are then taken to the famous BB King's Bar and Restaurant to experience some fine southern food and the BB King's All-Star Band.
Everybody here is here for the same thing, for the blues, southern blues. That's all we're here. It sounded great and it's been greater than our expectations already after 1 week.
Just a few days in and the group is already getting to know one another and celebrate their time in the birthplace of the blues. What a memorable night had by all, and it's just the beginning. It's time for the daily 11 a.m. duck pilgrimage to the lobby fountain here at the famous Peabody Hotel in Memphis. Each day, these 5 enthusiastic ducks make their way down the elevator from their penthouse suite on the top floor onto the red carpet and into the pond to spend the day bathing away. Now, the story goes that in 1933, the general manager of the Peabody Hotel and his friend returned from a successful hunting trip, and after having a little bit too much Tennessee whiskey, thought it'd be a grand idea to put a couple of live decoys in, aka these cute little ducks here, into the Peabody fountain for a joke. But what they didn't anticipate is that the whole town loved the idea, and 90 years on, that tradition is still going strong, and the best part is that people flock from all over the world to see this great event. Our group then takes a guided tour around the Peabody Hotel, which includes a walk through Langsky Brothers clothing store, where Elvis Presley once shopped as an eager teenager, as well as many other famous faces, each leaving a piece of musical memorabilia behind. It was here that Elvis also signed his first record deal.
But over here in the foreground, there's a curved road coming up from the Delta. That's the Blues Highway, Highway 61. And up that road came Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Robert Johnson and Memphis Minnie and Jelly Roll Morton and Albert King and dozens of Delta blues performers came up that road from the Delta because there's nothing down there. There's no structure. There's no way for them to have made their reputation down there. They had to come to Beale Street to make their reputation. So they played in all the clubs and venues on Beale. There were so many that they spilled over to the street corners. There was so much music and rhythm going on during the peak of that period. It was said it turned into a solid current that would physically carry you down the street. And that's what Mark Cohen was talking about in the song Walking in Memphis. He said, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off of Beale.
Onto the Stax Museum of American Soul Music. Almost every legendary blues artist recorded here until its demise in the 1970s.
Being here at Stax Records, it just brings back the memories of the rock and roll, and they talk about the Delta blues and the sharecroppers, the people in the church who went off and even on a Sunday picking cotton, but as they left the church they started to sing the African American, or in those days known as Negro spirituals, and as they walked into the field those songs became really working class songs, but then came back to the churches, eventually into places like Stax. And of course the artists in those days coming from those humble beginnings used those songs to get through their life, just to get through their days. But ironically, when Stax started to take the recordings, they ended up on the waterfronts down on the Mississippi and then at sea and taken by seamen over to the United Kingdom, where young members of the Rolling Stones, even the Beatles, the Animals, Manfred Mann, would wait on the docks patiently for the steamers to come in just to get the acetate records and then rush home, play them on these little record players to the point of learning the 3, 4, 5 chords that were involved, and that night play it in the local pub, the local bar, if you like. So the Stones in particular, first 3 or 4 albums were all based on blues songs, which in those days they weren't quite aware that they came out of the cotton fields originally, but By the time they came to the United States and started to play, particularly in the north of the Americas, Chicago, New York, San Francisco, it was bringing the music back home, and the American audiences reacted accordingly. But if they'd have only known 800 or 900 miles south was where the songs came from. So.
What's a trip back in time without a little nostalgic 60s and 70s dress-ups and some wonderful memories to take home? It's time to hop back on the bus and onto more exciting locations. On the way to our next destination, we take a quick stop at Ardent Studios for a quick chat with Brian Lizotte.
Brian, we're here at Ardent Studios in Memphis, and you come from a very musical background and very musical family. Tell us why this is so special for you.
Well, when my brother first told me that he was going to go to Memphis and record with one of the most famous recording producers, Terry Manning, and come to the place of the birth of blues and soul and rock music, I just thought, wow, what an incredible experience for him. And I thought, this is great. Now it gives me such a great appreciation to visit a place like Memphis, come to these studios and see what the music was all about, and now it all makes so much sense, how it influenced Mark so much and all of his music. It's just the biggest buzz to be here.
It's then on to Sun Studios for a chance to gather some more fine memorabilia, grab a coffee, a quick chat, and a tour full of fun and historic music moments that changed the world forever.
Kat, your energy is unbelievable. One of the best tours I've ever seen. What can we see here at Sun Studios?
So basically what we do here is a guided tour, and it's the story, honestly, of Sam Phillips, how he started this place. So you see the studio, you also see a gallery upstairs, but we talk about the great blues artists who came through, Howlin' Wolf, B.B. King, all the way right up to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
And Elvis's first ever recording.
Yeah, a little My Happiness, you get to hear that. So precious little 18-year-old Elvis.
And I think this has a lot to do with your energy, but people can really get into the atmosphere of the tour.
It's kind of one of the great things about it is that you don't just stand there and pout, you get to be a part of the rock and roll.
It's really interactive. We saw some people dancing before, which are having a great time.
Yeah.
For more information on Signature Journeys' next Southern Blues departure and for other Signature Journeys destinations, visit the website. Or visit our website to check out more great places to eat, play and stay. For day-to-day updates, there's also our Facebook page. Now don't go away, there's still plenty more to come. Well, it's back to Beale Street as the next morning our group walks a few feet outside the hotel to discover over 1,000 Corvettes lining the streets of Memphis as part of the annual Corvette Convention. Absolutely incredible. It's a free day today, so I decide to venture indoors to Outdoor World. This place is enormous. It's more like a theme park than a retail outlet. You can grab a bite to eat or even stay upstairs in the hotel or shop till you drop. It's back on the bus and time for a day trip to Clarksdale, the home of the Delta Blues.
In the 80s and 90s, Clarksdale, which is steeped in blues history with the likes of John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters and Ike Turner, just to name a few, was in danger of becoming a Tennessee ghost town. But thanks to the local mayor and a few local hotel operators, the blues scene was reborn and is live and well today.
First stop is the Delta Blues Museum and a quick chat with legendary harmonica player Charlie Musselwhite.
The world has so much to thank for the blues musicians for the way we listen to music and what we're listening to, and now to be able to see where it all started, it's such a great buzz.
And there's something about this area where everybody feels compelled to create. They're authors, they're painters, they're sculptors, they're musicians. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the Delta that makes people want to do things and make things of beauty. There's something special about this that you can't really put your finger on. People come for the music, they come back for the people and the food.
And the food.
This is a very special destination for our celebrity Signature Journeys guest, Brian Lizotte, as he catches up with his good friend and fellow chef and musician, Johnny Cass, at his Clarksdale venue, Levon's Drugstore Diner.
Their burgers look absolutely amazing. I mean, no wonder Morgan Freeman came in here the other day and ordered an Aussie burger. So how long have you been in Clarksdale, and why Clarksdale? I can't believe.
There's so much history here. You can be walking down the street and then you can go, that's where Sam Cooke used to hang out. That's the hotel that Muddy Waters stayed at. That's the hotel that Bessie Smith died in. You'll be walking along the streets and the music and the notes are just all around. There's just so much residual energy.
Bill, Clarksdale is such a fantastic place. Can you tell us a little bit about the resurgence of the blues?
As we have come out of the 80s, we've sort of gentrified blues in a sense, and along with integration of the races here, blues is now universal and it's all over Clarksdale and everybody loves it.
This tour has been more than I expected, and I've got to be, I'm just wrapped. The people on the tour have all been very friendly, so you've been able to get on with them, and more importantly, they've all had the same interest. They're over here for the blues tour. They like blues music. They like to see the history of the blues, the museums, that type of thing. So it's been really easy to get on with. And a couple of the guys have even managed to score cheap guitars.
For more information on Signature Journeys' next Southern Blues departure and for other Signature Journeys destinations, visit the website. Or visit our website to check out more great places to eat, play and stay. For day-to-day updates, there's also our Facebook page.
Now here's your chance to win a 5-night stay for 2 at Eagleview Escape in the Blue Mountains and escape with someone special. Enjoy a stay in the Executive Spa Suite with a gourmet breakfast hamper in your room on arrival. During your stay, you'll also receive a cheese and wine platter, chocolate fondue, a barbecue hamper and picnic hamper. Simply tell us in 25 words or less why you'd love to holiday at Eagleview Escape. To enter, visit eatplayandstay.com.au.
We're about to embark on the journey of a lifetime down the mighty Mississippi River. 7 luxurious days and nights, departing from Memphis and meandering all the way down to New Orleans, with many adventures along the way. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
On board the American Queen, it's nothing but the American dream as you're cruising down the Mississippi River on the largest steamboat ever built. This spectacular vessel is home to plenty of space with 6 decks that all feature restored Victorian-era interiors and the addition of modern features to provide for ultimate cruising comfort. Whilst on board, you will be transported down the lower Mississippi River from Memphis to New Orleans, where you will be immersed into the rich Southern American culture. For your home away from home on the Mississippi River, you need premium comfort, and the boat's accommodation will have you covered with varying staterooms and suites to choose from. If you want to catch a glimpse of the scenery throughout your voyage, why not book into an open veranda or bay window room? But no matter where you choose to reside on the American Queen, you are sure to be treated to the antique interiors along with modern-day comforts to make for a relaxing stay. When you're not exploring the scenery and attractions at each port of call, there is plenty to do and see whilst on board the American Queen. Every good vacation needs an array of fabulous culinary creations, and the boat's dining room is sure to deliver fine food each day. From breakfast right through to a 5-course dinner, you are sure to be spoilt for choice when it comes to dining decisions on the American Queen. Whilst dining on board, you will also be treated to a complimentary wine and beer with dinner, as well as complimentary cappuccino, espresso, bottled water and soft drinks throughout the voyage. There is also 24-hour room service available for those who wish to enjoy the comfort of their own room. There is plenty of entertainment on board to fill in those days of travelling down the river. You can also enjoy some peace and quiet in the boat's library, which features an extensive collection of Mark Twain's work.
The American Queen is a beautiful boat that was built in 1995, so it was launched just over 20 years ago. And it harkens back to the great, grand, beautiful steamboats of olden days back in the 18 and 1900s. The American Queen has some beautiful opulent rooms, some beautiful Tiffany stained glass lamps. There's beautiful paintings all around the boat, and it's a gorgeous place, very relaxed. There's beautiful outdoor settings as well, where you can pull up in a rocking chair and watch the beautiful river go past as you're riding along. And we have a lot of great entertainment for you when you're on board. We have nightly shows every night, and there are 2 shows every night so that they're opposite the dinner seatings. and they're in a variety of styles with some great music. We do a show called Southern Celebration, which celebrates the great music of the Great South, everything from blues to gospel to Dixieland. We also do a show called Curtain Up, which is our tribute to Broadway, the Great White Way. We celebrate the golden age of Broadway, and we also do some more modern Broadway songs from more recent years. And then we also have a show called The Music of Our Lives, which celebrates the great music of the great generations, starting with the 50s and moving on through time with some beautiful music. So those are our main production shows. In addition, we also have a number of special acts that will come on board. We frequently have a performer do a Mark Twain show and bring Mark Twain to life on our stage here on the Mississippi. We have a blues-themed cruise where we bring on some acts, particularly from the Memphis area, to bring on some Memphis blues onto our boat. We also have some big band cruises, and we have a full, complete big band here on board that plays dance sets every night. So those are just a couple of the special themes for some of the music that we do on board the boat. We also have some wonderful river chats with our River Lorian. It gives all different topics, all about steamboats and their history, as well as about the Mississippi River system and the things that you see along the way here on board the boat. We also have some special kind of history-related themes. We do Civil War cruises a number of times throughout the year. We also have a bourbon theme, which is all about bourbon and how it's made and its history. We have a number of people come from the bourbon distilleries here on board and give talks all about bourbon, and there's lots of bourbon tasting going on that week. We have 12 different itineraries here on board the American Queen, everywhere from New Orleans up to St. Paul, Minnesota. We also go over to Cincinnati and Nashville. So we cover quite a bit of territory here on this boat. And they're beautiful stretches of river, and each of the different segments have a little bit of a different character.
The American Queen is the largest steamboat ever built. It's one of the only actual true steamboats that's operating where the paddle wheel is actually powered by steam. It's not just for show. She's 419 feet long by 96 feet wide, about 3,000 horsepower.
And it can hold an incredible amount of people.
222 rooms, 438 guests, and 160 crew.
Now, everywhere we go, we see so many musical people. It's the towns, obviously. You're quite musical yourself.
Oh, I'm a hack. I play at it, but I've been playing since I was about 17, played in bands and stuff like that. So, and one of the cool things about this job is I get to go down and sit in with the band and things like that occasionally.
Oh, the American Queen, it's just out of this world. The design of it, it's just fabulous. The food is so exciting. The people that we have actually met have been absolutely incredible. They're amazing. They're like a family, so much fun. Brian and Joe are the most wonderful couple, and their enthusiasm to the blues is infectious to the rest of us. And we're experiencing their experiences with the blues.
As a matter of fact, we're on our anniversary cruise. Oh yeah, and tomorrow on the 20th is our 50th anniversary, and we've been together for so long. We've been together forever.
I can't believe that we bought 2 suitcases with us. I said to David, we don't, we'll take another suitcase, and he goes, no, it's okay. Well, I think he's bought 10 t-shirts and, 5 books and posters and everything. I've bought a $2 magnet for my mother.
I have just learned so much about the blues industry that I didn't know existed. It has been an eye-opener, and my husband is very involved in music and loves the music, but now it's opened my eyes as well. It's just been amazing.
For more information on Signature Journeys' next Southern Blues departure and for other Signature Journeys destinations, visit the website. Next week, we continue our Southern Blues adventure on board the American Queen all the way to New Orleans. We'll see you then, y'all.